Welcome in, everybody. Good to see you on here. This is Spiro 201, I believe, Lovey, right? 201.
That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm eating my snack mix. Hopefully, everybody's having a good Monday. But glad to have you in here. We're going to go over, well, first off, I'll start running through kind of our curriculum for today. We're going to go over just day-to-day management. But honestly, I'm happy to take this anywhere you'd like to go. Ideally, if this is like a task, if you have questions about task, we take that in the next session when we're doing it the next time, or you just get me off of this webinar. But I want this to be helpful for you. You all are graciously giving me your time in here, so we're happy to kind of adapt this how you need it. And also, if you want to put a question in the chat, Lovey's going to help me keep an eye on it. And also, if you want to put your mic on or camera on, whatever you want to do, we're happy to. You can jump in as well. Okay, fabulous. So I'm going to get going unless I hear otherwise. And Lovey, feel free to stop me. But I'm going to go ahead and share screens here. Let me make sure I'm in a test system here. Then we'll get going. Okay, so here is Spiro. Let's get rid of email. And here we go. So we are currently at the dashboard, and the dashboard is going to give you some metrics for your day-to-day workings. Honestly, I don't typically use the dashboard. That's a terrible thing to say. Like, we have it. It will show you like who needs to pay, what websites need, or what needs created, job scheduled today. A lot of times when I'm looking at the day, the things that are important to me exist either in on-site tracking. I go to on-site tracking, it's probably my most clicked button as an owner, and I see how many jobs there are for today. You can also click in the calendar and you can pick any day you would like. That will give you an idea of what's coming up so you can check your schedule for tomorrow. Again, I'm in a test system here, so there's nothing scheduled yet. And you can go back in the past as well. So I use on-site tracking a lot. I also use metrics and reports. So again, from a business owner perspective, I like to look at what our company's doing. This helps me keep a gauge on it. You can also set goals that you would like to try to hit in here. That's in your settings. Not going to go completely into setting goals, but you basically set them into here. You let Spiro know what your goal is for revenue, say in January of this month, February, March, April, and then it will give you a comparison for those months. Let's just add one. Let's say we want a revenue goal of 10K in March. I can add that in there, and then once I refresh this, I should have maybe next time I reload, I'll have a little goal marker there, and there's my goal. You can see there's my 10,000 goal right there, and I can kind of see where my bars go. So these are the two pages that I use a lot. Another page that you might use a lot is the listings page. Listings is everything that is after the shoot. So that is going to show you what you have completed recently, and that's where you're loading the media. So that's your listings. And then also I should probably say it so that it's not assumed, but orders are before the shoot. You'll also see them in this grid after the shoot, and you'll see the status of them. Like this one right here is the delivery pages created, which means the shoot's already happened because we created the delivery pages. But you'll be able to see everything here if you go to orders and then click on something. Let me just go and do that. This is everything from the order page. So this has to do with when it is, the calendar booking, but then also you'll find everything from the order page in the order details section. We are going to dive into this order detail section, and we'll do that here in a few minutes. But I wanted to give you just a good idea as to kind of the menu items that you'll use the most. So orders, when it is, what was booked, listings, this is after the shoot. Let's put media in it. On-site tracking is what's happening today or any one day. And then metrics is let's look over a period of time, this month, this year, etc. Okay, so jumping in here, let me bring up my taskbar just so I can see when there is a question. I'll bring up my chat bubble here. Great. So I'm going to jump into placing an order. I think that will start us through the entire process. We'll place the order and then we're going to modify the order and we're going to change everything about it. So say a client calls in, you have a box up here in the upper left-hand corner next to the menu bar, and that is what we call universal search. There's also a shortcut code, or there's a shortcut key on your keyboard. The key on the right side of your keyboard, that's shift, the right side shift key, the button to the left of it, that's the / key. It looks like if it would fall over, it's going to go forward. That's the / key. If you just press that / key, you'll get universal search. So let's place an order for a client. You can hit universal search and then you can begin typing that client's name in here. I'm going to search for Craig. Say Craig is calling in and needs me to place an order for him. So I'm going to search for him and then I will click his name in the list. One thing is that if this is a new client for you and Craig has never placed an order, you won't find him in here. You don't have to actually type him in. So you can put in new agents before they order. You can go up here and click create agents in your agent list, but you don't have to. That's going to be double work because you're going to put this information in the order page anyways. All you have to do is you can simply go to your shopping cart order pages, click the order page that you want to place. Many of you will just have one order page here. Click the eyeball icon on the right side, and then we will go to the order page. You can just place the order as that agent. Click see pricing. That menu box goes away, and then just place the order. When we recognize that this is a new agent in your system, we will automatically add that agent record for you so that you don't have to type it in twice. Cool, so let's go back to the first scenario where Craig calls in. So I'm going to universal search and I'll click Craig and then I'm going to click place order next to the correct Craig. Cool, so here's where you're seeing your order page. I'm going to go through and just select, we'll just say Craig wants 25 premium images, so I'll select that. Here's where you will type in the address and any other information that you have set on this order page. Trip fees with service areas, that's what that pop-up's showing. This page is customizable for all of you. If you don't want to ask one of these questions below, go to your settings, shopping cart, and you can untoggle these. I'll put some in real quick. Also, one thing to note is you can also add an attachment, which is pretty cool. If your clients are wanting to upload something there, they can click and drag. That is with you in the photographer portal in the field, so they can always add an attachment. So I'm going to continue along here, and we will see on step 2 the additional services, and these are any upgrades that they could choose. This one has a potential for virtual staging. I'm going to go ahead and skip that there. Here now, since we've logged in as Craig, and the way I know I'm logged in as Craig, I always like to keep an eye on the upper right-hand corner here. When I'm placing an order for an agent, I just want to make sure that I see their name up there. Sometimes it's common that if you're placing many orders, you can kind of get confused and sometimes you stay stuck in an agent system. It shouldn't happen. We log you out automatically after so long of being logged in as an agent. But if you're doing it quickly, just make sure that you put the order under the correct agent. If this isn't the agent if this is not the agent you anticipate, click the down arrow and just log out as them. Then go back to universal search, search their name, click place order, and then you'll see their name up here in the upper right-hand corner. Cool, so we're continuing on here. Because we're logged in as Craig, it's going to pre-fill his information already. That's going to save me time. I can add a homeowner. Craig also has a team member on here already, John. John is automatically added for me because John is added on Craig's profile. So under his settings, John is added on there so that John is on there all the time. But you can type them in, you can add another one, you can remove him, so some options there. Continuing forward here, this will be any custom questions. If you have not set up custom questions, then you won't see any of these. It will just skip. But this is where you can gather any other type of information that you might need. So an example here is outbuildings. Please let us know if there are any outbuildings to photograph while we are on site. And let's just say there's one outbuilding there. So I'll put that outbuilding in there. And some questions that we ask at our company, we ask if they want anything special done. Are there any instructions or anything? We add that as a custom question. That is asked again a little bit later, but it's not as prominent as we would like it. We also ask if somebody orders community photos. So we all have add-ons where they will go out to the community to shoot amenities for them. Well, we like to always ask them, hey, what do you want done? You know, because if you're there at the shoot and who knows, do they want the community entrance sign? Do they want the pool? Is there a pool? Is there a community center? Or maybe they want the coffee shop around the corner. So we have a custom question for that. We also have a couple other custom questions attached to services, like our multi-unit. When we shoot multi-units, we have some custom questions for them. So you can answer, you can ask anything you like. I've seen lots of different custom questions here. Are there pets on site? Are there any pets? Is there a gate code? This might be somewhat regional to you, but this is where you can make sure you get any information that is going to be helpful for you at the shoot. I'm going to continue on here and we'll get this order placed. We'll enter in an entry method. We'll pick a date and a time here. Let's just say tomorrow. And I'm going to take this time. I'll go next. And then here's something that I'd like to point out to you all, because right now the system understands that we are an admin. So it knows that I'm placing this order for Craig. So it shows me a couple of new things here. It allows me to not send the new order email to the client. A reason why I would want to do that is, say this is the first shoot for the client. And say you're doing a free shoot promo and you're gonna zero this out. Well, if we submit the order, then the client is going to get an email that tells them that they owe you $280.83. Even if you send an email 3 minutes later, it's somewhat confusing to them in that communication. So you can say, hey, do not send the email, and that's what that box there does. Also, I'll click agree to the terms and conditions. Now I have two boxes here. My system that we're looking at here is set that the agent has to give payment before the order is submitted. So an agent has to do that. However, again, Spiro recognizes that I'm an admin and it will allow me to bypass that payment stage. So I can say, hey, I'm not going to give payment now because I either don't have the credit card, I don't want to bother them, it was an email, but I just want to get the order in. If you do it this way, the system will fall back to pay before download. So the order goes in and then it's going to want to get payment from your agent before they download the images. So I'm going to go ahead and click that because I don't have a credit card to put in. So I'll click submit now with no payment, and that order will be submitted. So this is the thank you pop-up. This is what's in the system by default. It says thanks for that, and then it has a link to our live tracking page. I do just want to let you know that you can customize this box so you can put whatever message you want in here. Also, you can remove the link to the tracking website. That just takes you to the on-site tracker that shows the status of the appointment. So that box is customizable, and I will click close. And now that order is in. So we are coincidentally in the agent portal now. And this is usually a lot prettier than this because, well, we're in a test system here. So we have a lot of just things that are pending. But as I scroll down here, a lot of what you're going to see is past jobs that are delivered. This is where your clients can see and get all their media, and they can see anything coming up in the future. Okay, great. So that is really step one to really know that you can get an order placed in Spiro. That's the way you're going to place all orders. Also, that's the way your clients are going to place all of their orders, through that order portal. If you can do that also, so pre-launch, if some of you aren't launched right now, we always recommend that you place at least one test order. If you're using automatic scheduling, this will ensure that your calendar is connected, your services and restrictions are all set up on your photographer count. You have a launch location. Everything's aligned to make sure that we show the calendar on the order page. So doing that will allow you to understand that, hey, you're good to go because I placed an order, I saw dates and times, etc., etc. So now I'm back to the orders grid, and I'm going to go to the orders grid, and I'm just going to look in here. I'm going to sort by the date submitted. I want to find one that was just submitted, and that order is, I put in this one here. I just submitted this order here. And this is what we call the order overview page. So let me take you back through one more step. I forgot to mention, a quick shortcut is you can also use universal search to find an address. So this one is 2100 Diller Road. So I'm going to search for not clients, but orders. I'm going to click on orders and I'm going to search 2100. This is a terrible example because I use this address every time. So there's hundreds and hundreds of them in here. But typically you're just going to go to an address once or twice. It'll be very easy to find the address from here. And you can click on it. Once you click on it, you will show, or you will end up at this order overview page. Now, there is a lot that can be done here. So some common things that you might have to do is you might need to modify what was ordered after they have placed it. So let's say that this client, let's take the free shoot example. Let's say we're going to make this shoot free, complimentary. It's the first shoot offer. We can do that very easily. We're going to come down here to the order details grid, and I'm going to click on that. One thing to know is this is just about all of the information that we took on that order page. So you'll see in there the address, the value, the square footage. I think this is actually a different address than what I had submitted. I clicked the wrong one, but anyways, it'll serve the same purpose. You'll see any type of, there's the lockbox, any order comments. Do they want the inside of the garage? The far right side is going to show any type of pricing. So if we would like to zero out this order, we could do it a couple different ways. We could go in and we could click the pencil next to the bundle or the service, and we could say that this value should be $0. And just note, we can add more override reasons in there. We have discount. If you want to add more reasons so you can sort them later, you're welcome to. We also give you an invoice note. So this could be a first shoot discount, whatever you want to put in there. Just note that will show up on the invoice. So this is a great way to kind of just set expectations, to let them know that it was complimentary, let them know this is because of their first shoot. And then you can put different internal notes in here if you're tracking something that you don't want to say to the client on their invoice. When I click save, the system is going to now take care of that, and it's going to zero out that amount. And now you can see that that is 0. There's one other way that you could set it. Well, there's actually two other ways that you can set a discount. One is a coupon. You can create a coupon, but you have to create a coupon to use a coupon, which can slow you down. You can do it that way, definitely. You can go to shopping cart coupons, create your coupon to take off the amount, and then you can click the pencil icon down here to add a coupon in. Okay, but that's a 2 or 3 step process. One thing that I like to do is I just like to take any other fee that I have, and I will negate it with a custom fee. So right now, let's see, I have $130 outside of tax. I'm not going to discount the tax because tax is calculated. There's $130. So I'm going to add a custom fee, and I'll name this free first shoot. And the neat thing here is I can make this a negative number, so minus 130. A custom fee can be minus or positive, and when I click save, now we will see that went in there, and oh, there was a trip fee. I needed 135, so let's go back and modify that. 135, and maybe if my math is mathing on Monday, it is. I have a $0 invoice here. So that is how you can do that. You can either just click each pencil icon and zero it out, or you can put a negative custom fee in the correct amount there. So that's a way that you can modify the price of an order. Now I'm going to go to a different order here because I've messed with this one, and let's go to this order here just randomly. And I'm going to go to order details, and here is where I have another order. This is a $755 order, and this has our photos and video. It has drone and rush. Let's say the client wants to change something from here. Not the price, but we want to change actually the services or the bundle. We can do that with the edit button in the upper right-hand corner here. So when I click edit, I'm actually going to get a preview here, and this is going to mirror your order page. So the top box here is your order page. And in that, it will show the order page that the agent placed it on. For many of you, this is going to be your default order page, but maybe you have special pricing. Maybe this is a broker deal, so on and so forth. You have the ability to pull it from a different order page. So in this drop down are all of your different order pages. If you need to change it to get a bundle from a different order page, you can. At the top, here's, excuse me, step one of the order page, and I can select a different bundle. So let's say this client wanted to upgrade to the luxury listing bundle. I can click on that, and I've changed it. Then I'll scroll down a little bit more. And the other thing that you have the ability to do is add-ons. So let's click into here. And let's say they also wanted, oh, there's virtual staging. Let's put virtual staging there. Great. Virtual staging. And I will save that. And now when I close this little pop-up box, you can see now that the right side has updated. There's that luxury listing bundle, and all the charges are in here. And that will all update as expected. So that edit button is the way that you can change what was ordered from an order page, bundle, or service perspective. Fabulous. So that is the way that you modify the order. Now let's go and let's look at another scenario that is going to be very common as to where a client calls, and this is scheduled for, or was in February 27th, and let's say they say, hey, I'm sorry, the 27th doesn't work for me anymore. Do you have today's the 3rd, do you have anything on the 6th? Okay, you can say, okay, no problem, let me check. The way you do that is through the 3 dots here. So from the order overview page, hit the 3 dots, and I like to use what we call the confirmation page, all right? I'm going to show you the other way to do this. The confirmation page is what I call the safe way to reschedule it. Now this page right here is a page that your clients will have access to. They can, on this page, you can do one of 3 things. You can leave more notes. A note after the order place would be like the lockbox, for example. A lot of times our agents don't know, maybe they haven't put the lockbox out there yet. They don't know which one they're taking. Maybe they use different codes. But here's where they could leave you a note, and they click update confirmation comments. That will go and stick on the order. The other 2 things your clients can do is they can reschedule or cancel an appointment. Now you can also use this page, and the reason why I say you should use this page to request a reschedule is because it uses the smart scheduling with automatic scheduling. So, and this is the way we do it at WOW, our media company. We have all of our customer service individuals use this page because there's just sometimes too many variables with when can I do this, and you don't want to double book yourself, double book a photographer, or not have enough drive time or whatever it may be. So we like to use the system to manage all of those variables. Now, like I said, right after this, I'll show you how if you know you just want Tuesday at 1 p.m. and it's going to work, I'll show you how you can quickly do that. But for this, we're going to select the reason. So we're just going to say other, house wasn't ready. And then here is where I have the ability to pick any photographer. This one was explicitly selected as Andy, and we can see that there. And then here is where I think I said the 6th at 2 p.m. So now I can go through here, and there's the 6th at 2 p.m. And I will confirm that. and now that is updated. The other neat thing about using this page is if you have set, okay, cool, this is actually a great example. So in our system here, I have set that canceling or rescheduling within 24 hours will charge a fee. Now remember, this was back in January 27th, so we're past the date of shooting it, which doesn't really make sense in real life. But anyways, it's within 24 hours because it's less than that. So it's saying, hey, are you sure you want to modify this? It could result in this fee. So the neat thing here is that your clients will never be surprised if they use this page themselves. We find that clients don't like surprised by fees. In fact, they hate fees. I hate fees. We all hate fees, right? Sometimes it's just a part of life. And if you know you have a fee, it's not as bad as getting a fee and not knowing you have a fee until your credit card's charged or until you get the bill. So that's what this page is saying here. So, okay, great, I have rescheduled it. So now I'm gonna close out of that page and I'm gonna refresh this page and we should see that that date and time will update. And here it is. So here's that date and time. We give you reference to the original appointment here. So we can see that this was rescheduled. We can see that it was in the past and we see that we do have this new confirmed job. So there's your history for what has happened. And here's the next appointment. Now say, I think my example was, is if you just know Tuesday at 2 p.m. works, I want to quickly do that. You have an admin only reschedule option. That's in the 3 dots as well. And that is the reschedule link. So going there, I'm going to use option 1. You're going to use option 1 99.9% of the times. You might have some of these special cases, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is just keeping the current status it's scheduled. I want to give a different date in time. Excuse me. So let's say Thursday. I can pick the exact date. I can pick the time. There's my 2 p.m. that I wanted. Save. And I also have the option to send an email to the client if I want them to see that I've changed it. You don't have to. It's your choice. And then I will click save. So now there we go. There's Thursday at 2 p.m. I think I actually picked the same date and time. I'm not very creative with my date and times today, but that's the 2 ways that you can change an appointment. 1, either use the safety of the automatic system, that's the reschedule, or that's the confirmation page, or hey, I know what I want, I just want to do it, I want to do it quick, and I need to get on to the next thing I need to do, use the reschedule button there. All right, so that is the way that we've placed an order, we've modified the price of an order, we've modified the bundle, the order page, potentially the services. We've rescheduled an appointment 2 different ways. And that's going to give you a good usage of many things that you're going to have to do. One thing, since we're here, I'm just going to show you, it's a new feature of about 2 months ago, is you might need to go to a property again. So let's say at this appointment here, we need to do the drone again. It was raining, weather was terrible. We could not fly the drone. This is a pretty common thing. We can use the create appointment button right here in this top box. Clicking that will allow us to do a few things. 1, it will show you the services on the original order. So there's my drone photography. I can quickly check mark these 2 items, and I have added those to-do items onto the next appointment. You also can add a custom item. So say that this is reshoot master bedroom, whatever it may be. That's where you can add whatever you want in there. You have different options. If you're going to charge the agent, want to reshoot, it doesn't make any sense to charge the agent, but maybe you pay the photographer. Maybe they get 15 bucks for that. You know, it's going to take 10 minutes to do that. You can also assign tasks to it. So when we do photos, we need to do editing. You can pick your edit and QC. You can add task in there. You can give the photographer instructions. So this could be where you're saying, please take an angle from this spot, X, Y, and Z. And that's how you can get specific instructions to the photographer. Internal notes, you know, client was not happy with the original angles. and then you can save that item. That will go on the to-do list. So now I have 3 things on my to-do list: drone photo, drone video, and that custom item that I just created that was reshoot. Scrolling down here, you have a few options here. You can add more instructions if you'd like. You can choose to hide the original comments. You would do that, we find, because sometimes when you have the original comments on an order, they might reference something that's already done. It just confuses the photographers. You can turn those off. You can show or hide the original questions, answers from the client. So there's that, and you click next. Here is where you're going to see the time as added up by the system. If you want to modify that, click the pencil. You can note if it's a fix. All that does is it just in the photographer portal tells the photographer, hey, we're fixing something. That's in there because we have found that when you go to, when you screw something up, and screwing up, we all do it. We're all going to screw something up. When you fix your screw ups and you're very aware of it, you can, or you have to do it at an extreme level, because once you screw up, we find that your clients are extremely picky. So I know when we have a mess up, for example, we don't send the same photographer back out. We always send our best photographer in that region, so that we send the best individual out there. They typically not only take the best photos and video, but they give the best customer service. So we always try to over deliver there. You don't have to use the toggle. You can if you'd like. Here's the lockbox as originally entered. And then here's a toggle that's go anytime. This is one of our users suggested this, Peter. And he said, hey, I'd just like to know that I can go anytime, because sometimes my clients say go anytime. If you toggle this on in the portal, it says go anytime. It does not affect the appointment time. You still need to set it, but it will note this down to the photographer. Here's where you can pick the date and time for this. So again, you have those 2 options. The quick option, but dangerous potentially, I know the date, the time, and the photographer. Or give me the safety method here, where I want to pick with what the system knows is possible. So here's where it's going to give me the calendar of availability. I can click through there, take whichever way you like the most, and then what did I not check? First available, 13/8. Oh, I didn't click it completely. And then save changes. So what we're going to get now is we're going to get appointment number 3 here once this saves, and here it comes in. And on appointment number 3, it's very detailed. Again, here's our drone photo, our drone video. That's our custom item there. And we can see that that is on the date and time that we selected. I think the one thing I didn't talk about here yet, well, there's 2 more things I'll cover, and then I'll just pause for a second to see if anybody has any other questions about this page. But if you need to change the photographer, if you have more than one photographer, you can do so with the pencil icon here. Here's where you can change to a different photographer if you would like. Then finally, you might have an option where you're setting 2 appointments and you're going around the same time, say. And say that at appointment number 2, say it hasn't happened yet. Well, it hasn't. It's the 6th. But I don't want Andy to take the drone photos. Right now on Andy's to-do list, it has drone photo and drone video. And let's make this be a better example. Let's put Bella as the photographer. Say Bella's going to shoot all of the drone, but we don't need Andy to shoot it. We can let Andy know he does not need to perform that by clicking the trash can icon next to this service. So once I click that, it's going to gray itself out. And there's where it's gray. I'm going to get rid of that too. That's just so you don't confuse your photographers as to whom should do what. You can get it very specific here so that when they go out there, they do what's needed and not anything more and not anything less. All right, I'm going to take a quick pause here. I'm going to see if anybody has any questions. Let me check the chat here. Hopefully you're all, chat is empty. Okay, good. That's either good or bad. Dave, any questions? How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
I'm just trying to absorb multitasking.
Sounds good. Lovey, what did I miss?
Terry is still awake. He's saying he's still awake. But I want to ask a question. This question comes up when I do the launch call. You know,
Okay.
when you do the reschedule, it didn't pop up to say that there's a $25 cancellation or a reschedule fee. Is that because it's overridden or the customer still charged that, or the client is still charged the fee?
Yeah. Okay. So we rescheduled this, correct? And that's when we had the $25 cancellation or reschedule fee, right?
Yes.
Okay. And we're saying we don't see it in here. Is that what the question is?
Yes, that's right. So when you use the confirmation button, that's when the $25 reschedule fee pop up.
Yes. So you will see those in the scheduling section here. So here is where, and I'll be completely transparent. We could probably make this a little bit easier for everyone to see. But this grid is basically showing if there's a fee. So right here, this was scheduled for February 27th.
Did you
And
want to
right,
share your screen? Sorry, Todd.
Yeah,
oh
I don't
my
see your
goodness.
screen.
All right, let me drink. Here's coffee too. I need both. All right, share screen. Okay, let me redo that. So we rescheduled appointment one, and in that we saw that the system said, "Hey, you sure you want to do this? It's going to cost you 25 bucks." But I think what you're saying, Lovey, is if we go over here, we don't actually see that fee over here, right?
That's right.
Okay, that actually shows up outside of the order in your scheduling box here. So inside your scheduling box, we can see those 3 appointments that we have. Right here, this far right box says that we're going to bill the agent for that rescheduling fee.
Okay.
Now, I'll be completely transparent. If y'all didn't know that, you'd never figure it out. I think we can greatly improve this section to say that easier. So I'm going to note that down here to add some more details in here so you guys can see it, or that everyone can see it. But that is where it's going to go. If I didn't want to charge that fee, I could uncheck that. And then that's where it's going to say, hey, are you sure you want to remove that rescheduling fee for the appointment? So that's where you all
That answers it.
will find it. Yeah. And from a technical level, I'll give it quickly, but we put it outside of the order because it doesn't mean an order always gets completed. Because if an order is canceled and there's a fee, it's never going to get to the invoicing phase, where at the invoicing phase is when all of this gets billed, because it's never going to get billed because it was canceled. So that's why we keep it outside of this section here, and that will trigger another invoice for the cancellation fee. So yeah, just look in the scheduling box up here.
Perfect. That sounds good, Todd. There's a question here from Terry.
Yes.
He's asking, let's say we needed drone photos on the original order, weather did not allow that happen. Can we go into the order details to trash can the item or the invoice part?
Oh, this is a great question, Terry. Okay, so when you are creating additional appointments, you are not duplicating those services on the order. All that you're doing here is you're creating appointments for photographers with to-do items. So let's re-add these back in, and let's see them twice on an appointment. So there's drone photography. I will add back in drone video. So now I have 2 appointments with duplicated services. So drone photo, drone video, drone photo, drone video. Oh, I did reschedule, but what we're doing here is we're not actually modifying the order. So it's only going to be on here once. So once it's on the order one time, it's not going to add it back on again. Let me read the question. Let me see if I got it. So whether to not allow. Oh, I answered that wrong, Terry. I see what you're saying. So Terry, you're saying what happens if we trash can, say the original order. We cannot shoot drone photos, drone video. If you trash can it here, Terry, it's just taking it off of the to-do item for the photographer. It's not adjusting the order details. So in this case, you would need to go to order details and you would need to remove it from here. Now, in this example, my luxury listing bundle is what has drone in it. So say it's a savings of $100 or whatever it may be. I'm going to go back in and I'm going to add that custom fee. And I'll say could not shoot drone. And here's where I can put minus 100. Now that will essentially reduce the cost to the agent for that service that you could not perform. I'm going to set this up one other way just to show, because I'm going to put it as a service. So let's go. Let me modify this order again. Default order page. My system's still catching up here. I'm going to add an order that has a drone. It's thinking. It's slow like me here. Loading, loading, loading. Come on, Spiro. I got to put another quarter in it here. I feel like I got to feed the machine here. Let's go back to orders here. Let's pick a different one. So let's look at this order here. So here's an example. Let's see, do I have something here? So here is where I have, this is not great. Let me edit this one. So here is, let's do this. Let's say images, and I'm going to add drone here. Drone photography. Save. So I've just modified that order to kind of meet the example that we're talking about, Terry. But here's where I have photos, ground level images 25 and drone photos. And here's the example of where, say, I don't have, you could not shoot drone. So I'm going to go ahead and click it just to show you that they're not connected. If I click the trash can icon here, it's just going to remove it from the to-do list. I'll refresh the page. I'll come back. We will still see it in the order details. So it's not going to adjust that. You'll need to come in here and you can either click the pencil icon and zero it out, or you can click the edit button and you can scroll down to your add-ons and you can hit the trash can there. This is modifying the order itself. So now when I click save, we'll see that this just has 25 images on it and that drone add-on is gone. So that's a good question. Yeah, we're moving a lot of different things around. Up here, outside of the order details, outside of this box, this will never affect what the agent is actually paying. That's a good question. All right. Perfect. All right, moving on here. Let's go. Okay, so that's a lot of the day-to-day. Let's look at that scheduling, placing an order, modifying order. Let's look at, or Lovey, from our curriculum, where do we go next with this? Help me out. I'm sorry. You know, loading media.
That's right, yes. So like creating a standalone listing and then loading media.
Okay, cool. So listings, I'm going to talk about this two different ways. The most ideal way that you get a listing is through placing an order and completing the order in the photographer portal. So that's checking in, completing the job. Once you complete a job in the photographer portal, it becomes a listing automatically. You can go to the listings page. You can click create listings. You can enter in an address. You can pick an agent. This will give you a property website where you can load media. However, this is not going to have task. This doesn't have like a breakdown in order details. You can create an invoice and say the invoice is, $500. But this is not the ideal way to do it. The ideal way is to start at the beginning with an order getting placed. So I'm going to back up that way and I'm going to go back to an order and I'll go to orders and let me find one. See, I just did this one today. There's my one from today. And let's say, let me take you through the shoot day process in about 3 minutes. So in order to shoot a job, I need to have it on for today. So here where I'm going to use my reschedule button. I'm going to choose today, March 3rd. I'm going to pick a time in the future, 4 p.m. And I'm going to save that. Okay, so now this is a job for today. Coincidentally, we'll go back to one of my favorite pages, on-site tracking. On-site tracking now is going to show you that job. So this is the cool thing, is where you can see all the jobs for your day. Also, all the photographers and all the jobs. Now I'm going to log in as Andy. So for that, we're going to go to the photographer portal. Your link to the photographer portal is up here in the upper right-hand corner. So it's that video camera icon. I'm going to click that. I'm going to log in as Andy. Let's make sure I'm logged as Andy. I'll click profile. I am in the right one. Let's go to my overview. I'm going to click that one job for today. When you shoot a day, you need to begin day. We recommend you click this button about an hour or so before you get to the appointment. This is alerting any subscribers via an SMS, a text message, that you will be there at the time you set. So here's where it's saying, hey, your job's at 4, suggesting you get there at 4. I will click confirm. Now, what's going to happen in about 30 seconds or so, text messages will go out to any subscriber on this order. Okay, so now that's going to be nice. They're getting a heads up. From here, you can finish gathering all of your equipment and you can head to your first property. You'll see here's all the information about the house. Here's what's on the order. Remember, that's what we selected, that 25 premium images on there. This agent has agent instructions there in red. These are instructions about the agent that we always want to remember. It's not just so specific to this property, but to the agent. So for this one, an example is be sure to take an extra image of all kitchens and also looking both ways down the street. I just happen to know that this agent wants this, so I've added it so I don't forget it, or someone on my team doesn't forget it, or they can be taught what this agent likes as far as a preference. So now I'm going to hop in my car. I'm going to leave. I can tap on the address here. The cool thing is just tapping on that address will open my Google Maps, and now I can click go and I can navigate to this property. When I get there, I'm going to check in. It's just going to say, hey, you're going to be here an hour and 10 minutes. If I had a job after this, you would have to set the time you're going to get there. And the same thing will happen again as to where that next client will get a notification via SMS. I'll click confirm. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to do my thing. I'll take the photos that I need to do. I have all any other instructions. There's that question and answer that we answered on the order page. Outbuildings. I know there's one outbuilding here somewhere on this property. So everything's in front of you as you would expect. Then when I'm done, I'm going to come out and I'm going to mark this job as complete. You're going to get a few options here. It's going to ask you what the pace level is. Pace level is related to the readiness of the home. So there's anything worse than showing up, having the house, walking into the house being a disaster, right? I think my heads up was always when I walked in, like my big thing was like if there's food out in the kitchen and people are eating lunch, I'm like, oh my goodness, not only do you have to wait them to eat lunch, but they then have to clean up lunch. And why are there so many kids in the house right now? I just need to shoot this house because I go to the bathroom and I'm hungry. So readiness relates back to how ready was the house. So green, yellow, red, we use a stoplight. We don't send this to the agent. This is just so that you can track it and remember it. So you use what you feel is appropriate for this shoot. Then you select the completion level. Did you shoot all of it, part of it, none of it? Say part of it for our drone example. If you select shot partial, it's going to make you want to put completion notes in here. So this is where I could say could not shoot drone. And in the case of Terry's question, we're going to say please remove from order. When I do this and I click submit, now what's going to happen is there'll be an email that's triggered from the system. It will go to your admin inbox. Then when you get home, that's one more reminder that you'll have in your inbox that completion notes from this address. That will trigger you to remember that you need to go in and you need to remove the drone from the order. So that's the preferred way that you go through your day-to-day process. This is a track to run on. It's a simplified way. It puts everything in front of you that you need to know, everything that your photographers need to know as you guys grow, and it's the same every time, which makes it great. So now, as we go back to the admin portal, that was the photographer portal, going back to the admin. The neat thing is if I refresh this now, I see that status update. I can see the photographer completed it. I have all these cool date stamps of what happened, so I can go back and look. I know when I checked in, when I arrived, and when I completed it or finished. All that's in there. Then also the other thing that's going to happen, and maybe it hasn't happened yet, but I'll go to listings. It takes just a few minutes, but by the time you get home, it will be there. And there is that. Is that the same address? Yep, 2100 Cable Road. So now when I go to listings, I have that address already in here. So we're continuing down the pipeline to get this thing delivered. Okay, so now I have just an empty container. This is for all my media. So now if it's the day of the shoot, I'm coming home, I'm organizing, I'm putting my card into the computer, I'm dragging all my media. We have a whole flow for this that integrates Dropbox and editors. But if you're just getting going right now, let's not worry about that yet. Let's just put your camera card in the computer, send those images to your editor or edit them yourself, get them back, and let's pretend you have final images. Let's load them in and let's send them to the agent. What you're gonna wanna do is on the far right side of the page, we have a page with a folded quarter icon. We call this the property website editor. I know we're very creative with our page names. We call things a lot of what they are. We used to have the scheduling system. We called it the scheduler. We had basically a database program that held all this information. We called it the database, and this is called the property website editor. Okay, good. It's loaded. Let's get to it. Ignore this at the top. If you're just getting going, you don't have tasks. It's the coolest thing. It's my favorite thing in the system, but you won't have it right now. You don't need it. Remember, we just got the photos back. We can load them very quickly. Scroll on down to the gallery, click it, open it, click the upload button, find those photos. I've got some sample ones here. Here are my images. I'm just going to do 5 of them because I have a slow internet connection here. The cornfields do not have fast internet connections, so I'm just going to do 5. Here it comes. Click save. Right now, I guess I should give you a tip here. Only upload the high quality images. Spiro will create the web resolution. It will also create any thumbnails. And also, if you are using pay before download, we'll create a version that has a watermark on it so your clients can't take them from the preview. Okay, cool. We've got images in here, right? This is starting to come to life. I can see those 5 images that I've uploaded. If I want to rename them, type it here. If I want to get rid of it, hit the trash can. If I don't want to show it on the property website, uncheck this here. If I want to rearrange them, click rearrange. Oh, I like my drones first. Let's go like that. Save that, and we are good. So we have that all loaded. If you want to add property information, feel free to do so here. Let's put the size in. Let's put the acreage, it's 1.5. Let's put the bedrooms, it's 4. Bathrooms, 2.5. And here is your property description. If you have it, or maybe you've created it with AI, you sold that to your client, that'd be cool there. Price, I've added a little note in here. So here you can use the subsection, the subtitle for price. So this could be offered at $325 right there. Click save. You don't have to do that. Your clients can do that too. One thing that I like to do before I send it off, I like to look at the property website. You don't have to, it's gonna slow you down. Click preview. If you wanna do it, click preview. This is the website that it builds for you. So there's that information. There's some of that we put in there. Price, bedrooms, bathrooms, all that good stuff. Our agent is on there. There are our images that we've uploaded. We also put a map down at the bottom and one more call to action as the contact for the agent. So say you get this to a point that you are happy. Wait a minute, pause. Let's go back 3 seconds there. Say you need to upload more media. You can do so. Add new section. Here is all the other types of rich media that we do. Videos, floor plans, 3D tours. That could be Matterport, iGuide, Zillow, many others. Whatever else there is. I'm drawing a blank. I know there's a few more that are prevalent. You could put in open house details. You can attach just a general file. So all that, you can get those sections by clicking them there. They're all included with the delivery fee of Spiro, so it's not like it's going to charge you. You can put whatever you want in here and you will be good to go. So now all of my media is loaded. I just need to get this to the agent. You can do that very quickly by clicking the deliver button. There is the deliver button, and here is where I'm going to see a preview of my delivery email. Now, one thing to note, we have what we call variables in this email. So this is an asterisk agent data.firstname. Just note, Spiro will put the actual name of the agent in here. We had one user, and I'm so sorry she did this, but she actually typed in Craig. She typed in the agent's name every time. You don't have to do that. The system's going to do that. It's going to put that in there for you automatically. It's going to put your email, your phone, all of that in here. Basically, all you need to do is click the deliver button here and then scroll down and click send. If you want to customize it, that's why we give you this type and text thing here. You could say, it was great to see you at the property the other day, yada, yada. You could customize it here to make it feel a little more friendly if you want. Scrolling down, I'm going to click send email. And now we can see that that email was sent. Also, the system's reminding you that this agent is on a pay before download plan and that they're going to have to pay before they download. And now you are good to go. I'm going to refresh this page. We'll see that this status here changes to delivery email sent. And now I know that email has been sent and we're good to go.
Sorry, Todd, I'm going to stop you right there real quick.
Yes.
David has a quick question. Are you integrated with Cloud Panel?
Oh, that's another 3D, Dave. Yeah, Cloud Panel. So you'll be able to put their share code in here. No integration. It won't pull it in automatically, but just log into Cloud Panel, grab the share, and then paste it into the 3D section for the link. Cool. So looking here is the listings page, and I'm going to refresh this. I just wanted to show you now updates. I see a thumbnail. I can see this information. Here's two things that might be important to you. One is, did I send the delivery email? Here I see it's green. So for me, I know as a business owner, my shoot from this date, it's green. The email went out. I know that the client has what they need. Also, I can see that they haven't paid yet. So that means they haven't downloaded them because they would have to pay before they downloaded them. So those are two status updates that we put on that listings grid just to put it right in front of your eyes if that's helpful for you.
We got another question here, Todd, from Tracy.
Cool.
Off topic, but I do need help with creating a custom order page for a client. I'm doing a broker presentation at the end of the month and would like to share a custom order page for them as a bonus.
Oh, love that, Tracy. That's exciting. All right, Tracy, let's do it. And by the way, if you all need to go, we're an hour in, feel free. We won't be offended. You guys go, you're busy. But if you want to see how to do a custom order page, we will do this in here. Tracy, if you have specifics, we can do a call. I don't know if I can do after this, but we can do a call later this week. Just send me an email. Okay, shopping cart order pages. This is where you create any order pages that you want. So many of you just have one in here right now, but you can have as many as you want. There's no charge for additional order pages. I think at our company, we have like 140 some of them. It doesn't mean you should have 140. We're actually trying to whittle those down. There's too many, but there is a happy medium as to having order pages. So if you want to create from scratch an order page for your client, you can just click create order page. You can add it in here. So Tracy's order page here, and you can put the information in. One thing that I see that is not completely straightforward. A lot of people, when they do this, they make it private. Don't make it private, just make it public. Private's like first time only. Make it public, but it'll be assigned. I'll show you how to assign it. Now I'm going to create an order page, and from here, this is my order page, so I need to put a bundle on it. I can copy a bundle from another order page. So say you know that they basically we're reusing this essentials bundle. You can copy it in, then we can modify it. So there is essentials, and say this client is paying. So here's some pricing. Say they're going to get a different pricing in here. So I'll click enable. Here's where I can modify this pricing. So say instead of 250, it's 225, but you can change this as needed. So here's where you're going to modify the custom pricing for that agent. Also, you said brokerage presentation, maybe it's a broker deal, Tracy. If you need advanced pricing, that's where you can say what the company pays. Let me clear all these. It gets a little confusing with it. I'll just do fixed price. But say this is where you can say that it's a $200 package. The agent is paying $0, but this agent's company is paying $200. That's where you can do company pay there. So you would make any modification you want on here. You save it. And then we have one bundle on that order page. And here is where we would go to assign to. Either add the company, and every agent that's assigned to that company will have access to this order page, or add the individual agent. So here's where you can check mark the agent that you want and give that agent access. So that's one way to do it. I'm actually going to go back, and probably the more common way though, Tracy, is that you're giving them just about everything that's on your default order page, but the pricing is going to be a little bit different. What you can do there is you can go to here's your default order page. On the far right side, we have a duplicate icon. Here's where I'm going to click the duplicate and second order page. Now I have the option just to duplicate everything on there. Okay, so say there's a ton on there. Let's not duplicate all of them. Let's not do this one, this one, this one, but you pick and choose. This is doing the same thing, Tracy. It's just duplicating all of one page. It might save you a little bit of time. I'm going to click save here. And here's where you'll see your second order page. And this is a copy of what we've just selected. Now I can go in and I can modify these bundles here, and I can go to their enable editing, and then I can make any changes for the pricing. Also, one thing that we do a lot of times is we put the company name in here. We might do a new thumbnail. We might put their logo on the thumbnail so that it feels custom to them. So you can change anything you'd like on here to make it feel like them. Again, just remember to assign it to, pick the company in here. There's the company, check mark, then any agent at that company would have access to this order page. Yes, Tracy, yeah, just shoot me an email, Tracy, and we can go through that together as well.
Todd,
Awesome.
do you have a question? Your hand's up.
I don't know how I did that, Dave.
You did this and it popped.
These emojis. You know, I just have to laugh at myself because I'm on here, part of a technology company, and I can't even, where's my emojis? I love it. I'm going to find it.
Sorry, man. I just thought it was funny.
It is very funny. I agree. Let me just struggle here for a second. Where did I put my hand down? Stop sharing. All right. Any other questions? I'm going to find my emoji. Oh, yeah, I did that on Colleen's call too. I I am struggling with, I need to just turn the emoji thing off. Like, what's hand down here? Looks like you're, oh, now Zoom is saying, looks like you're done talking, so we'll lower your hand in 1 second. Oh, it did. I, how did it know I'm done talking? It still has, I don't know, guys, but that's fun. We'll figure that out. And we'll go on the Zoom 201 day-to-day usage call. I don't know if they're doing this as well, but I think Zoom needs to do a call like this so I can be educated about Zoom meetings. But all right, everybody. Hey, let me tell you how to get a hold of us. If you need us, you can use the pink chat bubble. So that is the quickest way to an answer now. Our team is in that pink chat bubble. I renamed it to the Chubble. 4 a.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern, Mondays through Friday. If you need me, you can always say, hey, Todd, or send this to Todd. Feel free to do that. They'll tag me in there, and they'll get it to me. You can also email us, hello@spiro.media. We're there to help. If you want to call or text us, this is the number that's on the website, but 419-210-5076 is how you can call or text us.
Is this being recorded too, so we can watch this later?
Yes,
Yes,
it
it is.
is.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I
So,
think some of that I'm going to go back and rewatch, along with the last video.
perfect. Yes. All right. Well, Lovey, did I miss anything?
We're all good. I just put down our phone number there, and we're going to post a link to the recording from previous classes as well in the Spiro Facebook group. So
Perfect. Yeah, and Terry, thank you for that. If you're not a member of the Spiro Super User Facebook group, search Spiro Super User, ask for access. Just make sure you enter in the email address that's associated with Spiro, and we'll give you access there. We talk a lot about Spiro. There's also some other goodies in there. We talk about the business of real estate photography as well. It's a nice group in there. It's a friendly group. At least I think it is. It feels like it's a very friendly group in there. So come join. We'd love you to be a part of that as well. All right, everyone. Good to see you all in here. Thanks for the questions. And otherwise, Lovey, do you have a schedule? Well, they're posted on the Spiro Super User. So the next schedules for the Spiro Academy is in the Spiro Facebook group. So check that out, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks,
thank you,
y'all.
everybody.
See ya.